All right, hello. Welcome to this video. We are going to talk about the trash trains again and the latest news going on with this and the ridiculousness of the hypocrisy that is going on in this state. In fact, let me just put this in here. Citizens Campaign for the Environment. Yeah, that's the one. All right, because they're another environmental group that favors, I believe they favor the waste train. So we're going to look at that. We're going to look at a whole bunch of stuff in this video here, but we're going to first talk about these waste trains. And as you know, it does feel like the middle of the island is just being neglected. I mean, this is Hicksville. I mean, garbage. Literally, there's exposed wiring under this light pole here, and people are just putting their garbage there. It's unbelievable. And then you have this. Well, that's all you're going to see of that, because that's too disgusting to even put on the screen. And then this is Jericho, supposedly a better area, the Birchwood area. We have trash in the yard here, and look at this trash. So you have trash in the yard here. Look at this, a plastic bag in a tree. And it's been almost 6 months since this whole plastic bag ban went into effect, which we're going to talk about as well. But, you know, it just feels like the middle of the island is just being, you know, wasted and becoming a wasteland where everybody just wants to dump trash. All right, so we're going to talk about this Brentwood. We're going to first start with this. There's an effort to block. I can't believe there's nothing new here, nothing new about this, because they did have a whole thing about this. I could swear it was definitely a little more stuff, a little more recent about this. Let me see something for a minute, if we can get something here. News 12 covered this, so let's see. I can't believe there's nothing more recent than this, because I remember seeing something about this. But News 12 even covered this. Go to the News 12. For some reason, it shows up on News 12, the Bronx. But this was a pretty good story, actually, by News 12. They want to put a waste processing facility in Brentwood. All right, so this is the middle of the island, and they want to put the waste on from trucks onto trains, and then haul these trash trains down the main line through our community. So imagine all the garbage that's going to be blowing off that. Oh, and don't tell me that it won't fall off. We've already seen how these stacked these trains are. I think I have a picture of it somewhere that I can. I took a video a while ago with Matt. Actually, it was not that long ago. It's possible I could find the picture. Hold on a second. Okay, so this is the picture I have for you right here. So this is what these they're already running these waste trains, so they just want to have a lot more of them running. Look at that. Does that look safe to you? They've just got this little net over that, and it's stacked above the top of the car. You know, this is what's going to be rolling through our community. It's not going to be safe, and these locomotives are dirty too. They haven't even repowered them that they're using. So Brentwood residents rallied Thursday against a planned waste transfer station they say will only bring trash and traffic to the neighborhood. Legislator Sam Gonzalez, along with civic leaders and community members, are calling on Islip town officials to hear their concerns about a mega waste transfer station that is scheduled to be built on MJ Boulevard. If you represent people of color, if you represent our minorities, why are you not allowing us to speak, said Gonzalez. Gonzalez said the Omni Waste Transfer Station will process 2,300 tons of construction debris and solid waste each day from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., resulting in close to 400 trucks loaded with trash traveling down Suffolk Avenue. Community residents who live in the community say they already have to deal with numerous trucks rolling through their neighborhood. Leigh Ann Bard, a mother of 3 young boys, is wary of the dumping that she says has gone on for years in our community. And this is exactly what I'm talking about, the dumping that's going on in the middle of the island. She is calling for environmental justice. There has to be a point to where the communities, no matter where they are located or what color is the majority base of their population, has the same equal right and safety as everyone else. Exactly. A spokesman for the town of Islip, Supervisor Angie Carpenter, was not available to speak to News 12, and in a statement issued that the area is zoned for this type of industrial use. So the town of Islip, which is controlled mostly by people on the South Shore, in Islip Town and Sayville and East Islip and West Islip, The statement says, as the facility is a permitted use industrial 1 zone, no further town board or planning board review or approvals are necessary. Omni has received administrative site work approvals from the town engineering division. The building division is waiting for the Suffolk County Health Department to provide approval so the new building permits can be issued. But this is going to be a transfer station, and they're going to transfer this onto trains. And we showed you the map of where this is. We'll look at it again. Let's do that. And then they wanted to build one in Medford too. So Brookhaven. Now this has been, I think, stopped. With the Brookhaven landfill in Yaphank scheduled for closure in 2024, the town of Brookhaven is considering a proposal for a waste transfer station that will cart Long Island's garbage off by rail. The proposal from Gershore Recycling would process 2,000 tons of waste per day on 6 Abercrombie Avenue site. This would be in addition to the other site that we just talked about. On Thursday, the town held a virtual public meeting where local residents and community groups raised several concerns over the plan. Neighbors asked about the noise and dust issues, as well as possible groundwater contamination and even radioactive material being dumped. A group called Brookhaven Landfill Action and Remediation Group, BLARG, addressed larger concerns about Long Island's waste plans and advocated for progressive. The group has mobilized to voice concerns about the landfill's effects on local communities and a proposed ash fill at the landfill site. The plans for the site were posted by Kerem Kapulku on a page called Suffolk County Environmental Justice Report online after a FOIL request to the town. The waste will be sent to 2 landfills in Ohio, where local residents have raised concern about the environmental impact in their communities. In response, a representative for the developer said he would be open to looking into the final destination of the waste. 2 other rail waste transfer projects have been proposed on Long Island: a Winters Brothers station in Yaphank and one from Omni Recycling in Brentwood. So this would be a third. The trains would leave at midnight from the site. So imagine midnight trains rolling through your communities full of trash. This is what the whole main line is going to have to deal with. No garbage trains. I'm against them. They need to be. This is supposed to be a commuter rails for passengers, not waste, not trash. We are tired of being dumped on. Michelle Mendez of Mastic is a member of Blog who brought up that she called the conflict of interest that seems to be occurring right now. Mendez claimed that the owner of Gershow Recycling, Sam Gershowitz, has been a significant donor to Brookhaven Town Supervisor Ed Romaine. It's about time we solve the problem, and it can't be one community to solve it, Don Subert of Medford remarked, reinforcing the community's long-standing use as a garbage processing area. We've got a solid waste crisis on Long Island, Shoshana Herkowitz said. She lives in South Setauket and is the founder of Suffolk Progressives. My concern is that we need a series of public hearings. Otherwise, this becomes a transaction between business and the town board without the robust public input that it deserves, because it will impact our lives down the line. The town left the public comment period open for 10 days for residents to submit any further written statements. So now I have other news that says it is not being recommended. So this is the Long Island Advance here, and they're saying it's not being recommended. They're saying that the town of Brookhaven Ad Hoc Committee for Solid Waste Disposal has sent their Brookhaven Asheville Exploratory Report to the supervisor in review. The Long Island Advance got a hold of the document prior to the meeting. The committee is made up of several community stakeholders. I'm not going to read. All right, so it's community and citizens campaign for the environment as well. According to the report, the town of Brookhaven does not manage solid waste in any of its 8 villages, but does manage the residential waste stream in the unincorporated portion of the town, and several villages manage a portion of their waste through agreements through the town. Since the early 90s, Long Island municipalities do not connect raw municipal solid waste and rather send the waste to an energy facility for incineration, and then the ash is brought back to the landfill, known as ash for trash. So unfortunately, I guess when there is incineration, there is still ash left behind. The Brookhaven landfill is expected to reach its capacity by December 2024, leaving the question as to whether the town will dispose of their ash and construction demo debris. The committee was created and tasked with finding a solution to that issue in August of last year. The town then began exploring the possibility of a new ash fill east of the landfill, citing, okay, this is completely different from what I just read. And this is pretty much, well, The committee also said other ashfill would be challenging for Brookhaven due to the lack of person. Yeah, I'm not going to read the whole thing because I'll just be here forever. But another option would be to truck rail and ash out of Brookhaven. Truck and rail ash. However, the committee found that transporting waste is extremely expensive and requires special equipment. The final proposal was to move toward zero waste by restructuring for recycling, pay-as-you-throw methods, models, curbside composting, banning landfills, banning and reducing single waste. But ultimately, the committee recommended against the creation of a landfill. So this has nothing to do with what we just read. This is something else. This is against a landfill. This is not. But there won't be an ashfill there. But this thing with the waste, this that we just read and patch here, this is still something that we could have being put here. So this has not been shot down. Neither has the one in Brentwood and the one in Yaphank as well. So it's just a bad situation all around. It's very unfair. So you got this plan going on here. All right, we have this plan going on, and we all know the plan that this is going to involve. We draw this out on the map here. Again, we'll draw the whole map out, show Long Island here. All right, and we'll show the railroad. So let me do that. Let me draw that. Where's my drawing tool? All right, change that to purple for the main line. And this is going to be hauled all the way off. I don't know how it's going to. I don't know. It's not going to go through the tunnel through Penn. It's probably going to go down the old Lower Montauk and then carted out by barge, probably over here maybe. But they're going to haul this garbage basically through all these towns here: Floral Park, New Hyde Park, Jamaica, Mineola, West Carl Place, Westbury, Hicksville, Bethpage, Farmingdale, Wyandanch, Deer Park, Brentwood, Central Islip, Ronkonkoma, and the main line goes past Ronkonkoma as the Greenport line, as you know, and through Yaphank and all that other stuff. So, you know, you're going to have one facility in Brentwood here. You're going to have another facility in Medford over here. Another one in Yaphank over here. As you get the idea that you're going to have these trash trains just coming down the main line, and lots of them. I mean, you have all these facilities, and this just gives you the potential for trash falling off the tracks onto our communities, track fires, derailments, all kinds of stuff. That's going to be a problem. And I don't understand the people who keep defending this plan for hauling trash off. It's not good for our environment in the middle of the island. It's dumping this is another case of them dumping all the problems here. You know, it's another case of them dumping all the problems here. All right. Oh, I understand. Look, we have a problem on Long Island that we need to address with the trash. I understand it, but ruining the middle of the island and dumping all the trash in the middle of the island is not the solution to this problem. It's not the solution in the slightest. What we need is we need to, first of all, do more recycling. I don't think we do enough recycling. We need to do way more recycling, reduce the amount of waste that is created. We also need to keep doing the incineration because all the carbon is captured from that. All right. And as far as the ash goes, I don't think it should be hauled out by rail. All right. I don't think it should hold out by rail. You know what's even more efficient than rail? Barges. Could haul it out by barges. Got docks here on the South Shore we could use. Oh, we can't do that. We can't do that because it's a certain demographic. And would you believe the power just flickered? Would you believe the power just flickered again? What is going on? Just flickered again. I don't know what it's like this. You know, nothing is reliable here. Yeah, I heard that. It did just flicker. It did just flicker. I don't know if you heard that or if you heard that in the video or not, but it really did. I heard the UPS click just for a minute, and the lights dim as we're doing this video. It's insanity. But you know, they're not going to truck it out by barge on the South Shore or the North Shore because rich people live there. But it's okay to put it through the middle of the island. That's perfectly okay. And then we get to this BS bag waste reduction law that was passed and went into effect on March 1st, 2020, right? Which hasn't done It was not enforced right away, but there was a lawsuit, so it went into effect on October 19th, 2020. All right, so that means you can no longer, basically, you cannot get plastic bags when you go to the supermarket anymore, which is a bunch of BS. All right? And it says cities and counties are authorized to adopt a 5-cent fee. Exempt bags. All right? And I've called the people when this went into effect in Nassau County too, and they're like, no, if you're on SNAP or you're disabled, we're not going to charge this to you. But guess what? They do want to charge it, and even ShopRite, which is a place I like, 10 cents they wanted to charge me, and I told them to get lost because you know it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And this is the group that was behind this law. You know, a lot of my colleagues at Passengers United has talked about Riders Alliance. Well, when it comes to the environment, the Citizens Campaign for the Environment is like the Riders Alliance of environmental causes. They're out there to represent a certain demographic. What have they actually done? So let's say our work. Have they done anything really? Let's see. We need action on New York solid waste crisis. All right? So they probably support the trucking of this stuff off the island. All right? And they were instrumental in passing this stupid bag waste reduction law, which hasn't done a damn thing. It hasn't done a damn thing. I see more trash than I ever along the roads. Hasn't done a damn thing to reduce the amount of trash. All this does is punish the poor. That's all it does. And that's what this group wants. It's all part of their plan. And they're full of it, because whenever I've reached out to them to preserve the Pine Barrens, do you see anything on here about here on the Pine Barrens? Do you see anything? Our work. Do you see anything about the Pine Barrens? They haven't done a damn thing about the Pine Barrens. I've reached out to them to preserve certain lands. I don't see them involved. I don't see them involved. They're full of it. They're out there to represent a certain demographic. And Adrienne Esposito, which we will look up right now. This is the lady that runs it here. Certain demographic. Lifelong Suffolk resident. I think she lives on the South Shore, too. Doesn't say where she lives, but I bet she lives on the South Shore. I bet she lives there. This is Suffolk County Dems. This is not the site. Well, we could look at LinkedIn. She's a marketing coordinator. All right. But this is the demographic they represent. All right. This is the demographic they represent. Have they gotten involved to help the people in Brentwood stop the waste, stop the being dumped on? Have they gotten involved to stop that? Campaigns? Have they gotten involved? I'm looking for this. Is there anything on their website about this? Nothing about their website. Nothing. Nothing. There's nothing about stopping this. There's nothing about stopping this. Let's see if they're on Twitter. I don't think they're on Twitter even. There's nothing about it. So they are, like I say, the equivalent of Riders Alliance for environment. All right? Because, you know, they're out there to represent a certain demographic. Right? They're not doing a damn thing to stop. Actually, they did have a link here. Hold on a second for Twitter. Let's see if there's anything about them trying to stop what's going on in Brentwood right now. Is there anything about them trying to stop Brentwood from being dumped on? Let's see. Anything. I'm looking. I'm going to scroll right through this to see if there's absolutely anything here about Brentwood or the Pine Barrens. Oh, this is the lady, by the way. This is her.
Plastic.
This is the lady that runs it.
Plastic. Then each comes in a cardboard box.
Yeah, you know what she represents. Oh, yeah, Cuomo. They're not calling on Cuomo to resign. Flooding. They represent everybody on a certain demographic. You don't see anything about them stopping the... I don't see anything about them stopping these waste-to-rail transfers. They probably support them. They probably support them. Do you see anything here about them trying to stop these waste facilities being dumped in the middle of the island? I don't see anything. Correct me if I'm wrong, please do, but I don't see anything. So yeah, I will call out the Citizens Campaign for the Environment because they're fake. They don't even mention the Pine Barrens. Have they talked about preserving the Pine Barrens at all? Did they even go to the Pine Barrens? No, where is she? She's on the water again. Always about the water, but on the middle of the island, forget about the middle of the island where the Pine Barrens are. That doesn't count, right? That doesn't count. But let's pass plastic bag waste reduction laws. All right, let's do that because, again, this is all about a certain demographic. And they hate when I talk about it. They don't want you to know what's going on. All right? But we're in the fight of our lives, and this governor is responsible for a lot of it because he supports these waste to rail transits. He's part of this whole plan that's gone out to ruin the middle of the island, to turn this into a place to dump all the trash, all the waste, truck it through our towns, dump all the criminals and lowlifes in our towns, all the violent homeless people, dump them here. While the best gets to the South Shore, all the attention, all the nice roads, all the nice towns, all the investment, all that goes to the South Shore. We get the crap in the meantime. You see that with the main line, too. Right. It's all part of the plan because this is all Cuomo and his buddy from Wall Street there, Larry Schwartz. This is what they want, all right? And all these, this is just going so far. And we are in the fight of our lives because if they do get away with putting these waste-to-rail facilities in the middle of the island, this will be the final nail. People don't want to live in a town where trash trains are rolling through. They do not want to live in a town. I don't want to live in a town where trash trains are rolling through. Who knows what kind of waste is being put in there? All right, and it's going to fall off the trains, and you know the tracks go through the Pine Barrens, too. We already see the garbage in Edgewood. Do I need to show you again? Do I need to show you again all the trash that's being dumped in Deer Park? All right, do I need to show you that? Do I need to show you all the trash, my videos of the trash? I can always Google my own videos here and show you. Actually, it's funny. My videos don't even come up here in Google, which is kind of ridiculous. But we've seen all the trash. You know what? I will show you. I got to look for the picture again. Yeah, an example of what you get to deal with in Deer Park. Right now, this is without all these waste trains coming through. You can see all the trash around. Homeless people, trash dumped into the woods, all this stuff. Cars this was before the pandemic, obviously. But look, more trash. Here you go. Trash. Trash. It's worse than ever. It's even worse. I have more recent pictures. All right? This is what they view the middle of the island as. They view us as a dumping ground. And we cannot let them get away with this. We cannot let them get away with this. I'm going to continue to talk about it because, let's face it, all right? If we can't get rid of Cuomo, if we can't get rid of Cuomo within the next couple of months, I would say by July or August, if we can't get him out as governor, the momentum against the middle of the island will just be too much, and it will never come back. And I will have to figure out a way to fight like hell to live on the South Shore, because that's where I deserve to live. I don't care what any of you closed-minded individuals think. I don't, because I sure as hell don't want to ever have to live in New Jersey. All right? That's going to be it for this video. Take care, and thanks for watching.